Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. The video on your left is being shot on the iPhone 16 Pro and the video on your right is being shot on the iPhone 14 Pro. That's right, in today's video I'll be comparing both these devices' cameras. So without any delay, let's start the camera comparison of the iPhone 16 Pro versus the iPhone 14 Pro. The video you are seeing right now is being shot at 4K 60fps. So both the devices also offer cinematic video recording from the front camera at 4K 30fps. And this is the sound and video quality from both the devices. These are some shots from the main camera. At first glance, both the shots look good, but the 14 Pro shot looks more vibrant and colorful. However, after zooming in, you can clearly see that the 16 Pro's picture has better details and true-to-life colors, whereas the 14 Pro's photo gets grainy when you zoom in and the colors can sometimes look over-processed. Now, the ultra-wide shot surprised me, and it's not what you think. Before shooting this video, I saw a bunch of other videos in which people were comparing the iPhone 16's wide-angle camera, and I was excited to test it and see the difference myself. But take a look at these shots. Can you tell me which one is taken from which? Which one do you think looks better? If you choose the photo on the right, then you would also be surprised to know that it's taken from the 14 Pro. Yes, it's even more surprising when you consider that the 16 Pro had a major hardware improvement. It has a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera as opposed to the 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens on the 14 Pro. I know, many people will disagree, but in my testing, I found the 14 Pro's ultra-wide shots a bit better. Now, let's take a look at some portraits. Both these photos looks great with good edge detection and background blur. But when we zoom in, it is visible that 16 Pro shot has better details, better skin tones and better edge detection. While 16 Pro is capturing better skin tones and better details, it keeps messing up the color of the cap. Whereas the 14 Pro does have a few rough patches in the edge detection, it accurately captures the color of the cap. In this shot, both perform similarly. However, in this portrait shot, the iPhone 14 Pro blurred out this large section of the graphic, whereas the 16 Pro blurred out the top lens and a little bit of graphic here. Here are some selfies. Both capture good selfies with little difference. The disparity in details and clarity might be minor, but there's a huge difference in colors. The colors and skin tone just look a lot better and natural in 16 Pro's shot. It handles shadows and exposure better as compared to the 14 Pro. Take a look at this portrait selfie. In both photos, the background blur is good. The edge detection is also on point. But if you zoom in, it is clearly visible that the 16 Pro shot is more detailed and just better in general, whether it's the colors or the shadows. However, in this shot, you can clearly see that the 16 Pro's edge detection left out this point above the cap. Everywhere else it did a fine job, but here it ruined the picture. In this one, both devices had good edge detection, but the 14 Pro has applied a more intense background blur. Let's take a look at some zoom shots. This is at 1x. This one is at 2x. As we get to 5x, the 14 Pro shot looks very grainy, whereas the 16 Pro shot has maintained clarity and details even at 5x. This is the max zoom offered by both devices. The 14 Pro maxes out at 15x, while the 16 Pro can shoot up to 25x. In terms of zoom shots, the 16 Pro is the clear winner. Time for some videos. So both the iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro offers 4K video recording at 60fps. The iPhone 16 Pro additionally offers 4K video recording at 120fps. Both the iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro offer cinematic video recording from the rear cameras at 4K 30fps. In terms of video zoom at 4K 60fps, the 16 Pro zooms at up to 15x, while the 14 Pro can only zoom till 9x. This is the ultra-wide video from both devices at 4K 60fps. Both the devices capture HD slow-motion videos at 240fps. The iPhone 16 Pro additionally captures slow-motion videos at 4K 120fps. So that was the daylight performance. Now let's test their cameras in low light. In this low light shot without the flash, both captured good photos, but 14 Pro's picture has more grains as compared with 16 Pro's. In this photo with the flash turned on, both devices took identical photos with negligible difference. But in this one with the flash turned off, the 14 Pro took a brighter shot. However, it added a yellowish tone to it, whereas the 16 Pro captured a shot with similar details and it also retained natural colors. Here, both photos are quite similar with minor differences in colors captured. Now, let's see some portrait samples. In this one with the flash turned off, both took similar photos. But zooming in, the 14 Pro shot is full of grains but sharp, whereas the 16 Pro shot has less grains but it is very soft. It almost looks like a painting. With the flash turned on, both took similar photos with good edge detection and good background blur. Here are some selfies. This one is with the flash turned off, so there are no noticeable differences here. But with the flash turned on, I find the 14 Pro's photo a little bit better. These are portrait selfies with the flash turned on. The 14 Pro also added a nice bokeh effect in the background lights, which looks good. Overall, both phones take similar photos in low light. Now, it's time for a low light video sample.
Alright, so it's about 7 PM and this is the low light video quality from both devices at 4K 60 FPS.
So, after testing the cameras of both these devices, the iPhone 16 Pro clearly brings improvements, but they are not game-changing. While the 16 Pro offers better detail, more accurate colors, and superior low-light performance, the iPhone 14 Pro is not far behind. It holds its ground and sometimes even provides slightly better performance in some portraits and low-light selfies. However, when it comes to zoom capabilities, the iPhone 16 Pro is the clear winner. It offers sharper, more detailed zoom shots, maintaining clarity at up to 5x and beyond. It also gives a more versatile video option with 4K 120fps video and 4K slow motion. That said, if you already own the iPhone 14 Pro, then the 16 Pro might not be a game changer, at least in terms of cameras. However, if you heavily rely on zoom, low-light photography or want the best video capabilities, then the 16 Pro is a worthy upgrade. And that wraps up this comparison. I enjoyed testing the cameras of both these devices. If you also enjoyed the video, then give it a thumbs up and comment below what you want me to cover next. Subscribe to Gizmo Rush for more gadget reviews, tips and comparisons. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.